Oh God, let the Wi-Fi work. Hey guys!
Hello there.
Happy November 1st. And welcome to the second Let's Ask Richard.
There we are.
We're back. Okay,
Yes.
good. Still trying to figure out how to work this here when things start happening, and I'm trying to get them out of the way. So anyway, happy November. Welcome to the second Let's Ask Richard show. I'm actually still nervous again for the second one. Richard's, again, not nervous.
I'm not nervous.
So that's great. So we make a great couple that way. We balance each other out. Just happy to be here tonight. And we have a couple of really good questions from some of you ladies who have been listening in or listened in last week. And I just want to thank you so much for having the courage to put your own relationship challenge out there to us. And it's our hope that we can maybe shed a little insight and
Right.
help you out there. So.
And again, I'm not a certified anything. I'm just sort of here to give you my male perspective on problems, on situations.
And to lighten me up, you do that really well.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Thanks, honey. So anyway, I am Jill Potter, and I am a dating and relationship coach for women. This is my lovely boyfriend, Richard. We've been together for a little over a couple of years now, and this is the relationship that really made me want to share the love with the world and encourage other people in their journey toward having a great relationship. So thanks.
Sounds good. Don't share me.
No, I can't share Richard. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, yeah, actually, no, I could share you a little bit, but
Okay.
not too much. All right, so let's dive in. This one is it's a little bit of a long letter. It's a really good letter, though. So I decided to read the whole thing. As much as I love my husband, he is a hardworking, solid man who supports my life and business with all he has to give. And for business/work, that's a lot. But as far as personal intimacy, he doesn't offer much. Our conversations are always benign about work or the day or interactions we've had with others or plans for the house. You get the picture. If we talk about anything personal, it's me who talks and he who either listens if it's not about him or squirms if it is. He never talks about his feelings at all and never initiates any relationship work or talk. Our sex life is dead and has been slowly dying for years.
Ooh.
I simply cannot get aroused for a man who doesn't share anything intimate with me. In the beginning, when we had sex, I initiated it all, but it was always straightforward, rather quick, but satisfying nonetheless for the time being. He has never been comfortable with anything out of the ordinary, and that's always been hard for me. Even talking about sex outside of the bedroom is uncomfortable for him. I realized after we were married that our sex life wasn't growing, wasn't going to any other level, and neither was our closeness. Talk has never changed or grown, just like sex. I try to make clear my feelings toward him when he is so helpful, how much he supports my business, how well he takes care of my parents and my kids, how skilled he is, how lucky I am. And he never holds back about my artistic skills. He's very proud of me in that. But his communication to me about me is about my work. Or if I dress up for something, I will get a "you look nice." Otherwise, he doesn't have much to say about me to me or about him in accordance to the relationship we have. Then I saw the definition of the emotionally evasive man and said, that's him. While I know how much he loves me and I him, we have a big problem that I'm willing to work on as he is, but he's just so lost with it all. I asked that he at least try to improve just daily communication to start, as he is super vague 24/7. So that's where we're at now, and I can see that he's trying that a little. After reading about the issue, I realized how prevalent it is and hope that in addressing it, you won't only be helping me out, but many. Oh, you won't only be helping me out, but many. What kinds of words of wisdom do you have for the emotionally eager wife and the emotionally evasive husband?
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, so that is certainly a challenge. That's got me a little bit perspiring.
Okay.
So we thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
What do you think, Richard?
Realize I know nothing, but it seems like your husband is somehow scared of, threatened of, been there, done that, been hurt with any kind of close emotional attachment to maybe anybody. As I think last week we talked about this. If there's a problem in the bedroom, there's a problem somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the positive is that I think you're reaching out for some kind of help here.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like your husband is maybe making cautious inroads into that.
Right, we got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Because he could say, forget it. I'm just not here. You want too much of me, dear. I'm out in the garage if you need me. It's...
Right, but he's showing up. Sounds like he's...
Yeah, he's in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He seems like a caring guy. And, I mean, I applaud both of you, really, because it sounds like you both are really wanting to make the effort.
But it's...
And he sounds like a really good, loving guy.
Well, he's supportive of you.
Yeah.
Obviously, financially. Sounds like the kind of guy that will do anything for you. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't talk to your heart. And you try to talk to his heart, and I get the feeling he just sort of dismisses that conversation. I think you're on the right path with this. I think both of you are. But I get the feeling it's there could be a long road here, and I would just guess, and again, what do I know? I know absolutely nothing, but your husband's scared of something. Maybe he was, I don't know if this is a second relationship for you or whatever it may be, or you two, but maybe he was really scarred by something before, or maybe his parents. Maybe his parents left him out somewhere, and you're still carrying that with him. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, this is one of those situations again where we know some things, but we don't know everything, and it's a little tricky to venture to guess without you two right here in front of us. A couple things came to my mind. One is it's a little bit of a practical thing. There was a point there where you, the writer, you expressed pretty clearly that you feel that it's important for him to you said something about to talk to me about me, and I'm wondering if a little part of it isn't a love language kind of an issue. And if you're familiar with the love languages, the 5 love languages, it's Gary Chapman's philosophy. We all have certain specific ways that we feel loved, and someone can be, the most awesome person. Your partner can be the most awesome person, and if somehow they're trying to, it sounds like he's really doing great in the showing love through actions
Right.
department, through
Right.
the, like, you feel like your kids are taken care of. He's trying real hard to be supportive, He is, you know, really great with your parents, really great with your kids. You know, cheerleader with your business, and you know, and telling you look nice and all that good stuff. Like he's trying really hard, maybe in his love language that isn't quite reaching your heart.
But-
It could be like, I know one of my love languages is I do have acts of service, so he would
Right.
really be winning with me. But another one is words of affirmation, and those are actually you know, words that are spoken about who you are as a person and about those qualities that make you special and unique. And so and again, that's can be a little bit complicated because we don't always acknowledge those things in ourselves, or even to be able to say, yeah, that's important to me, and I would need that from you, and to even begin to have the conversation of, you know, how can he give that to you?
Well, don't we, on the love language, don't we tend, correct me if I'm wrong, don't we tend to express our love in our own desired love language?
Yes, in our own language, right? That's why it's really important to know that, you know, your partner's love language too, so that you can communicate effectively. Like Richard's love language is touch, and I could just touch him all day long, and he
I'd
would
be
say, "Please don't ever stop."
Really happy.
And for me, that is really it's important, but it's, you know, it's kind of the five. It's sort of more toward the bottom. So sometimes
Really?
when he touches me, it's like, okay, you know, just you know. You know, and where if I try to show him love with the acts of service, you know, not that he would be offended by it, but you know, he might feel neglected over time.
Yeah, speaking of that.
Tonight.
Tonight.
So that, you know, that was just one thought I had. Another is, again, another great philosopher, Gay Hendricks, has the upper limit philosophy, where, you know, sometimes there are these very insidious dynamics that can happen in a relationship just based on, you know, our souls, and you know, what we've been through, and what, you know, kind of our saturation point with happiness. And again, this is a total just, you know, a shot in the dark, but I'm wondering if there isn't a little bit of, you know, maybe you're not comfortable with feeling totally loved and happy. And one thing that I know is very common, and it happens a lot with me, is you start to find fault, and, you know, and unfortunately, when we start to find fault, you know, we start to focus on, you know, maybe some of the things that aren't 100% great, or, you know, and that can sort of start to erode the relationship, because...
Are you talking about one pile of clothes in the bedroom again?
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, and I don't want to belittle what's going on, because it sounds like you have some, you know, this is a painful situation.
Yeah.
But I just know so well how those little critical monsters can sort of creep in. And, you know, and the whole upper limit thing is that, you know, we reach a point where we're just not comfortable being any happier, and we'll bring ourselves down by focusing on, you know, maybe something that, okay, so it's not the best sex life we've ever had. But I mean, I'm talking about you, but,
Okay.
you know, but, you know, just focus on the things maybe that you wish it maybe were a little bit better, but, you know, nobody's going to be perfect.
Well, I think we could always walk through and say parts of our life. Mm-hmm. You know, despite the fact that I love you intensely, it's parts of our life that, oh, I wish this were better, or I wish that were better.
Right.
You know, and I think that's normal. But again, a key is somehow trying to express that, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really got to be sort of difficult with a partner who is not willing to discuss it with you. So there's a breakdown there.
There's our dog. I don't know if you can see him. He's trying to come in a little bit here. We
Yes.
forgot to get the dog taken care of, but he's cute anyway. Yeah. So
I don't know. I feel like we're not
there's a lot.
we're
a
not
lot there.
adequately addressing the difficulties you're having, the challenges you're facing. I hope maybe we try to get it going in a right direction. And I really think you appear to be on the right track. Seeing a marriage counselor, a marriage therapist would probably be someone who is used to dealing with intimate relationships, just relationships in general.
Sure. Yes, I'm also available for one-on-one conversation, just so you know too. And in fact, at the when this video posts, I'll put a link, and you can schedule some time to just chat with me one-on-one about it too. And really, these loving relationships bring up so much of our unresolved stuff. That's the kind of, it's the bittersweet. It's like if we can really face these things that get stirred up in the loving relationship, it just makes us more, just more free, more loving, more open. But it's a big journey and a big process, and not an easy one. So,
but you're right. If you drive to that hard spot, and it sounds like you're trying to drive to that hard spot, if you have that thing that's bugging you, and I know you're trying, but if you go right there, that it can't make it worse. Let's put it that way. It might upset things for a little while, but it can't make it worse.
Yeah, and I really commend you for your commitment and your commitment to see this through instead of walking away. So many people are walking away from relationships that have so much potential. And it sounds like you're both good people. So
no, it doesn't sound like a walk away situation. It sounds like hey, let's roll up our sleeves and work on this, baby.
I believe you guys can work it out, and we're here. So thank you.
Well,
I'm here.
You're here. Yeah.
Richard's here sometimes when he's not in the workshop.
Right, that's true.
Anyway. All right, so are we ready for another question?
Go for it.
All right. So I'm trying to choose, one from a committed relationship and one from a person who's dating. Excuse me, I was hoping my cough wasn't going to kick in here. All right, so question number 2. I see some people joining in. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Kate. Hi, Richard and Jill. I just want to first say that I totally love you and love what you are doing with the Let's Ask Richard show. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'm a huge fan and a groupie already.
Wow.
We have a groupie.
Wow.
That's kind of cool. Does that mean they might be outside the window?
They
now?
could be, yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much. So here's my situation. I am turning 40 next year, and I am so ashamed to say that I have not yet been in a successful relationship. I have had what you would call serial monogamous relationships. They always start out with lots of chemistry and closeness, and within a few months begin to go downhill. By 6 months in, I feel like it's so much work to keep it going, to try to avoid arguing, okay? I start feeling like they are not the right person for me, and I want to break it off, but then I am afraid of being alone. I'm so worried about even starting the process for fear that the same thing will happen all over again. I have been not in a relationship since the beginning of summer and am again feeling the stirrings of wanting to be with someone. How do I break the cycle? Thank you for considering my quandary. Okay.
Wow. This is a question for you, Jill. I know this is supposed to be the
Why?
Ask
You mean
Richard
because
show.
that was my life?
No, not at all. Because there's something going on here where this woman is repeating the same pattern over and over again.
Right.
All right? And that doesn't make her a bad person, but it's what's going on.
No, in fact, it makes you a very insightful person to even recognize that. So you want me to go first?
I think you're much more qualified than I am for this one. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's hope so. Yes, I feel your pain. That was me for many, many, many years. It's really what got me into this line of work was I know the struggle so well. And it's so painful. And it just really feels like sometimes like just circumstances are not lining up for us. And that's how I felt. I felt at certain points, I felt like, is there something wrong with me? Like, am I supposed to be single? Should I just not even be trying?
Hey,
like,
that's a logical question, because
Right.
in my dating life, after my divorce, it was just like, it's just never hitting. It's nothing. Something's just not working right. Do I have like an aura around me that says
Right.
this guy's a jerk?
right. And throw in a divorce to just, add to the failure pile.
Right.
So you can really start to feel, well, you can go sort of go the gamut, like, is there something wrong with me? And
Even
is
you
there,
broke up with me.
yeah, oh, there's a story.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with me on the one hand? Do I just not know how to do this? And then on the other end of the spectrum is, are all guys idiots, or
Some of them.
are all women, liars, or I don't know, whatever. It's
Right.
just, is everybody just so messed up, and I'm not even gonna find anybody out there, right? But then you go a few months, since the beginning of summer, right? And now it's starting to get cold. The holidays are coming, and that longing it's right there calling to you again. And yes, I understand you don't want to repeat the same pattern.
So do you know what it is? I know
Right.
that's the
Right.
hard question. That's why you're talking to Jill. Is what is it? Because obviously the same thing happens over and over again.
Yes.
Are you possibly shopping in the wrong store for a man?
Right. Yeah, and now again, I don't know exactly. Well, I guess I don't know enough about you to say right now what exactly could be going on, but there's definitely there's obviously something inside of you that is creating this cycle. It's a lot of things. It's your beliefs from all the things that you've experienced up until now. Your core wounds of things that have happened to you that maybe made you feel somehow that you were not worthy of love, or that relationships don't work out. There's a number of things that could be going on, and it really takes some work and some time to really focus on yourself and what you want, what's in your way, and sort of get back out there renewed. I actually have I just wrote a 12-week program which addresses this, I think, pretty well, because it was really my journey to get ready to meet this guy.
Can I talk about
Yeah.
our breakup?
Yes.
Okay, so I met Jill. I fell in love in like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. All right, so that was good. We arranged a date for several days later. That was good. Being a real nice, caring guy, I came with like 4 truckloads of stuff and flowers and jewelry and all this stuff, because I just like to show my love and affection. I was like head over heels already. Well,
And I was like, ah!
yeah, Jill wasn't used to so much,
Yeah.
so much, shall I say, an outpouring of affection.
Right.
And I think the next morning I had a text message that says, Richard, sorry to do this to you, but it's not going to work. I can't do this. And I was,
Yeah, right, the
I
text
was
message.
devastated.
Yeah. Yes, which also just goes to show that, even once the tide starts to turn, it's hard to change all of the, what we've been used to, what we expect, and to start to open up to receive something new. And I feel like it takes a lot of support, but it can be done.
So the reason we're together is because I basically said to Jill, well, help me show help show me how to love you.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, acts of service and don't touch me too much. I don't know.
That's right.
But
Well,
but we worked it through. You know, I met Jill, I thought she was wonderful. And I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I could have just said, oh, fine.
right.
But I didn't.
Right. Well, you were the kind of man that was going to hang in there and roll up your sleeves. So I
But
learned that fairly
but
early on.
If I might go out there, I was not your standard guy.
Right.
Am I correct with that?
Right. It's the old watch out what you wish for. And it sounds like, writer of the relationship challenge that we just read, that you're at a point where you really are ready to turn the tide and have things go differently. And I really commend you. And, you know, I really, I would love to talk to you actually.
That's my thought. I think
then I can
that
get a better sense of what's going on. Yeah.
from what you're saying, I think that you would really benefit from talking to Jill. Don't talk to me because I'm not that bright. But
You're
talk
pretty
to
good,
Jill.
Richard. Yeah. So thank you so much. And again, you know, it's, you know, we're just sort of just touching the surface on a lot of this stuff because it's, you know, it runs deep, and we're just really happy that, you know, that you're the kind of person to say, I want something different. I want something better for myself. And even having that fear of, you know, being afraid to try again, you know, it's okay. That's, you know, that's a good place to start. So,
Well, we tend to do the same things over and over and over again, and then we wonder, you know, it didn't work the first six times, and we wonder why it didn't work the seventh.
Right.
But we keep
right,
doing the
like,
same thing.
geez, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So it's, you know, it's really the work of the, you know, the internal shifting that, that, you know, has made the difference.
But, you know, just by asking the question, you
Right.
You-
Right. Having the awareness to
that's
say, I am no longer satisfied with this this cycle.
Well, before you met me, you got tired of the cycle, right? And you showed me what you wrote, your desire, your hope and desire. I'm sorry, I don't have a white horse, but
There was a couple. They were each on a white horse on my vision board. So I did share that with him.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so those are our two questions for tonight.
Okay.
And so let's see. Should we share a little something personal before we say goodnight, say goodbye here? Maybe we could tell them how many kids we have.
well, I'm easy. I've got two boys, both around 30 years old. Well, not quite, but close. And they're off in the world doing their thing, and I'm very proud of both of them.
They're very cute.
And in dealing with your family, my life got rewound about 15 years. And
Oh, yes, because I have 5 children, and we now have a grandchild together. My oldest daughter has a child, and so I have 4 daughters and a son. My oldest is 27, and my oldest daughter's 27. My youngest son is 10, and our little grandbaby's 15 months, toddling around.
he's
getting
one
into all the
and
cupboards.
change.
Right.
Come on, in male terms, he's
Right.
1 and change.
Yeah, so we have a brood together, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say that I appreciate that you were willing to roll up your sleeves again and
I'm being very well paid for
take
that.
on a new family. So anyway, that's our second Let's Ask Richard show.
And thank you for putting your questions in. They've been really
Yeah,
good.
really. Yeah, that's
And
really great.
please, if you have questions, please get them to Jill, because
Yes.
this is good. She doesn't tell me what the question is before we sit down, which is really wonderful. I like that.
Yeah, that works for you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really appreciate the questions. And again, I really, feel for all these situations. It's, love is challenging and love is wonderful. It's both. And
Is love not a challenge? you know, what if it were all, you know, roses and daisies in the yellow brick road and we just have a grand old time? You know,
Yeah, we just have a lot of flowers.
Oh.
So anyway, that's our show for this week, and we will see you next week. Same bat time.
There was
same
another
bat channel.
question that you said that someone asked, but we didn't get to it, right? Or
Yeah, I figured we just do two
Yeah.
a week. So if you
That's
you
fine.
didn't hear your question answered tonight, we will get to it next week for sure.
you can private message Jill, and
you
we can
could.
do a special broadcast just for you.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, folks. It's nice to
Thank
see
you.
all of you popping in there tonight. So
And again,
Makes
for the
it more
third
fun.
time, I'm a certified nothing.
you're
I know nothing.
certified nut. We love it.
No, certifiably weird.
Should we give a kiss to
Yeah,
close tonight?
absolutely.
All right. Mwah. All right, and today I'm going to turn this off correctly so that, right here, finish. Okay, last week I know my little face was hanging down in there. So
All right.
Good night,
evening,
folks.
guys. Ciao.
we're off to our Mexican dinner. We do that every Wednesday night, little date night with whoever's around. So
Yeah.
all right,
Ciao.
bye guys.